Yahya Najm says this is what he looked like before the night of December 5th. This is what he looked like after. His face disfigured, his body battered and bruised, after Najm says members of the Muslim Brotherhood illegally detained him, then beat him to near death.
It was horrible. It's first time. I could not believe what's going on.
Najm, a former Egyptian diplomat, now a member of the opposition, says on the night he was attacked, he and thousands of other anti-government protesters came face to face with supporters of Egyptian President and Muslim Brotherhood leader Mohamed Morsy. The standoff outside the presidential palace escalated into a brawl, both sides slinging rocks, debris, Molotov cocktails. Najm says he was taking cover when he was caught, beaten, and dragged to the palace gates, where he was kept hands tied for 17 hours with dozens of other detainees.
They put their shoes and boots over my face on the ground.
They were kicking you?
Yes, they were kicking me in my face, and they standed upon my face and my chest.
You believe they were the Muslim
Of course, without any suspects.
This is never justified.
Heba Murayev of Human Rights Watch says both sides in the conflict used violence, but she says witness accounts and video posted on YouTube seem to back up similar claims of illegal detention and abuse.
All of them had bloodied faces, they had bruises, many of them black eyes, clear cases of cuts on their face dripping in blood.
In this clip, a man is repeatedly beaten and forced to take a seat next to other injured detainees, among them what appears to be a teenage boy. It's impossible to tell who the attackers are or who they support. The video shows riot police looking on but doing little else. Posted on the gate, a picture of President Morsy. Confess or they'll kill you out there, a man yells. A day later, in his televised address, President Morsy blamed the violence on anti-government protesters, who he said had confessed to being paid thugs. Human rights groups say the allegations of illegal detentions, forced confessions, and abuse are alarmingly similar to tactics used under the regime of former President Hosni Mubarak.
As soon as I hear confessions as a source of evidence, I immediately am suspicious, because we know that under Mubarak, torture was constantly used to extract confessions.
A spokesman for the Muslim Brotherhood denies the allegations of abuse. The Brotherhood says on the night of the clashes they were actually protecting peaceful protesters, and they only nabbed men they saw causing trouble, then turned them over to police. At this point, right groups say there is no evidence that these allegations of illegal arrest and abuse is widespread and a deliberate effort by the government, but they do say this is a critical test for President Morsy and his commitment to human rights and the rule of law. Michael, the government says it's investigating.